So I've noticed a few times recently when I've been working on the car, doing stuff underneath, that the bottom of the gearbox and the sump is a little bit oily. So I thought what I'd do today is just clean them up, and then hopefully we'll be able to see over time where that oil leak's coming from. I'm suspicious it might just be a breather from the gearbox, but it'll be worth cleaning up just so that we can tell. I've also noticed as well that we've kind of got a couple of spots here on the floor, and there's another fresh one just there as well. I've just rolled the car back, so I don't know whether it's something left over from when the clutch went the other week, and maybe it's just a bit of stuff dripping out of it, or maybe because it's hot it's expanding, or whatever it might be. But at the same time, what we'll do, we'll have a good look at that as well and see if we can work out what's happening there. So what I'm going to do now is just get the car up in the air and we'll get that undercover off. Okay, so just in lifting the car up, as I was underneath from the other side looking across this side, I saw inside the wheel, you can just about see there, it looks like it's actually got a load of grease or something splattered across it. So we'll have a look at that. But I've also noted just inside the wheel arch, we've got a good splattering of whatever it is going on here as well. So maybe we'll get this wheel off and have a look, see exactly what's going on there. Now, hopefully it's not two things, and whatever is the cause of this is going to be potentially just running down the drive shaft or something, and that's what we're seeing dripping onto the driveway. So from underneath here now, looking at the inside of the passenger side wheel, or the left hand side wheel, you can really see that dirt and grime there. And looking up there, it looks like it might be coming out that CV joint, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. But obviously when the clutch was done, that was obviously disconnected, so whether one of the seals has come away where they've worked on it, I'm not sure, but we'll have a look. I think we're definitely going to have to take this wheel off and try and understand exactly what is going on there. So with the bottom panel removed, we can see obviously it does look wet on the inside. This bit here is very wet, so whatever is dripping is obviously fresh. Okay, so underneath the car now we can see the sump where I was going to clean up initially, because that was one of the purposes of doing it. That doesn't look too bad, to be fair. Yeah, there's a bit of grime there, but it's not that bad. You got to expect a bit of grease on there. But then coming along to where we had the clutch issue, where it kind of bell housing is bolting on, we can see we've actually got a good few fresh drips there of, I'm not sure what it is, I'll stick my finger in it and have a smell in a second, but yeah, there's obviously something that's going on here that's as a result of having that clutch changed. So I know they did put in some extra gearbox oil when we had the clutch done, because obviously they had to remove the drive shafts. So you can see if I just turn the wheel, you can see it as it kind of comes into the gearbox there. So I'm guessing they would have had to drain it and top it up. So it could be that they've just spilt some and that's why it's there. But what I'll do, obviously I'll wipe it down, I'll give it a clean up, and then we can kind of keep our eye on it. If it obviously continues to do it, what I'll do is obviously take it back or let them know. Looking over here at the wheel though, or inside the wheel, you can see this obviously looks like possibly one of the bigger problems. There's so much CV grease all over the place here. So I think we'll get this wheel off and yeah, see what's going on with this CV boot. Okay, so with this wheel off, we can just see there is so much CV grease on the inside of it. So we've got a problem. Looking inside, what can we see? We can see that the bleed nipple cover is missing. That's the least of my problems. But yeah, underneath, what have we got? Let's try and get the camera in there. Looking around, it's definitely coming from here. It looks to be seated well. I think I'll just turn the wheel so that we can get it around at a different angle so that we can see behind it easier. Okay, so with the wheel turned, we can see our boot much better, a lot easier. My hands are now covered in grease, so I don't really want to touch the brake disc too much, but I need to turn this to see if there's any splits in this boot or anything that's happened as a result of removing it. There's quite a lot of grease there. There might, in actual fact, yeah, there's a split in the boot just here. I think I can feel it. So that's really not good. Yeah, I can see it. See if I can turn the torch on. Okay, so just about see, yeah, there it is. If you can see that or not, there is a split right there. So I've been able to give it a good clean up, and now with that we can see obviously the split right there, and what looks to be some sort of screwdriver or lever dent right in the brace, or whatever you're going to call it, the clamp that goes around the CV boot. So something has happened there, and someone's put a tool through my CV boot. So I know it definitely wasn't me, because I've not done anything to the car since the clutch has been done, other than nothing to do with this wheel at all whatsoever. So I'm pretty confident that this is as a result of nothing that I've done, I'm pleased to say. So yeah, taking it to a garage to get the clutch done with a hefty bill has left me now with a compromised position where I'm going to be able to go back to them and say, you know, as a result of whatever it is that they've done, I'm now compromised, shall we say. But how do I obviously yeah, evidence that it was them that did that, and yeah, nothing that's just happened otherwise. So because it's obviously that's going to be an MOT failure based on the amount of grease that's going to be splattered around all over the place. Very, very evident to an MOT inspector that obviously there's something wrong with the car, the state of the inside of the wheel as well. So it needs changing, and for me, obviously, yeah, it needs to be right, because you don't want a CV joint getting too hot and yeah, catching fire. So it needs to be done. But the last thing I want to do is pay to yeah, pay to have that done. Well, I think what I'm going to do for now is just clean it up a little bit more, kind of try and get the worst of it off, and we can monitor it, and hopefully, yeah, we've not lost too much CV grease, and it's not going to compromise us driving down the road. I've got some rags out now as well, so what I'll do just underneath, what I'll do is give that a good clean up, a good wipe over, and we can monitor that, see if it was just old oil that's kind of leaked out where they've taken the drive shaft out. Hopefully that's all it is, and it's not a breached seal or anything like that, and I'll just have to keep an eye on it. But I think what I'm going to do is go back to them with this and see exactly what they've got to say about it, and yeah, I'll keep you posted. But for now, not a good day ideally, or not a good day at all, but yeah, these things happen, I guess. So thanks for watching, and I'll keep you posted. Cheers.